blanket feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright, echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Great to be back. Great to be back on this Thursday afternoon for me here in Melbourne, Australia. And it's got to be Thursday very early in the morning for some of you. For some of you, it is Thursday as well. Good to see you all. Nice to be back. Nice to be back talking true crime. Although it's a shame that we seem to keep having stories like this one here. This one's I don't even know what to tell you about it. It's horrific. I mean, how come we keep getting stories where there's like children being locked up in these house of horror type situations? We were all stunned when we saw those girls that had been locked up in Europe and in America and things like that, where they had been forced to have pregnancies and babies against their will. And it's even sadder when you hear of things like this, where 5 children lived in this house, and some of the descriptions that are given are just terrible. I mean, what kind of absolute trash bag do you have to be to do this to children? I mean, there's a fine line between, say, like, if you had a mental health issue that meant that you weren't doing the right things, and then just being CA or criminal acts. And this definitely falls into criminal acts, at least as far as Ping is concerned. And here's a photo of the two of them. So her name is Carly, his name is James. They both have the last name Kahl, and this is Fayette County, Pennsylvania. So here, I'll give you a bit of the rundown. So it's James Russell Kahl. He's 65, and that is Carly Kahl. She's 41. They were charged with endangering the welfare of a child, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment. They say the two are accused of locking their 5 children in a room that functioned as a dungeon with video camera hardwired to the father's room. The children are now safe and in the care of CYS, which is Child and Youth Services within Pennsylvania. But they're saying here the children lived in, these 5 children lived in deplorable living conditions. And they said there was no beds, the windows had been boarded up, there was poop everywhere, fleas, and a limited supply of food and clothing within the home for these 5 children. And they said that the room that they were found in functioned as a dungeon with video camera hardwired to the father's room. Like, what was it, like some sort of like episode or movie of the Saw franchise? Every 12 hours, did father come over the radio and be like, I want to play a game? Is that what happened? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like an episode of Saw. It seems like that at any point they're going to have like a little video come out with the little doll on a bicycle, and it's going to tell you that you're going to have to go through some horrific, trials and tribulations to get out of there. You're going to have to cut off an arm or something. It's like something you would see out of a movie. Neurodiver Gent, hey, how are you? There's no running water, but the father has a camera. Yeah, that is confusing. So you can afford to have a camera, but not afford to have more facilities for the children. Marlene said this is a rough part of the state. Often, I can't say that word, but Fort Necessity is located there. There you go. SP Mama said, yeah, I can only do too much of the childish thing, I get too much of other things. I just want to show you, like, these things are hiding within the communities. I mean, how long had this been going on and no one had picked up on it? You know, I'm sick of child cases too, but I feel like if we don't talk about them, we all get the attitude of, oh, it's too much, then they win. They win because we don't talk about it and no one sees the horrific crimes that they do and it gets swept under the rug. You know, it's very hard hearing, it's very hard viewing, but can't let them get away with from their crimes without being, you know, publicized and known for what they've done. It's you know, we gotta make sure people know what they've done. Otherwise, they go back to their community. No one's really ever heard about it, and they go off and they have 5 children taken from them. She gets pregnant again, has more babies somehow, or he finds a younger girl and has more children, and the cycle happens all over again. So as sad as it is, I don't like reporting on it either. But yeah, gotta do it. Yeah, I'm gonna take you out to KDKA, which is CBS News in Pittsburgh, and they're gonna give you an update. If it'll load, there we go.
In Fayette County, a couple is accused of abusing their 5 children. Krista Rose has more on what the husband and wife are accused of doing.
This morning, the Pennsylvania State Police arrested husband and wife James and Carly Kahl after executing a search warrant on their home on Willis Avenue in Redstone Township, Fayette County. Police say a family member reported the couple to the Fayette County Child and Youth Services back in August. They say the Kahls, 5 children, ages 5 to 14, and one with severe developmental disabilities, were living in deplorable conditions. State police say children were locked in a room with no beds, boarded up windows, excrement on the walls, and fleas. They were monitored by their parents with cameras, and at least one child was punished by their parents with a stun gun. Trooper Allie Wilson of the Pennsylvania State Police described what her and her fellow troopers saw at the Kahl's house in one word.
It's sickening. That's the only word to describe it. It's sickening.
Obviously, Fayette County District Attorney Michael Abel says the couple is facing charges including endangering the welfare of a child, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment.
Sorry, did he just say that one of the children was punished with a stun gun, like an electrified device? These, I mean, you'd barely use that on an intruder, yet alone, you know, your own child. Yeah, you know, I just get out the stun gun when they get a bit, you know, too riled up. You know, quietens them down real quick. I just give them a bit of a zap. I mean, it's bizarre. What land do these people live in? The land of bizarro world.
We're very, very happy that a family member was willing to come forward and report this to us. We're very happy with our children and youth services who removed these children, and our Bell Veteran State Police that continued this investigation long after the children were removed to make the arrest that they did today.
According to Abel, the children that were removed last month are doing much better in their placement homes. Abel says they plan to prosecute the Kahls to the fullest extent of the law.
Hey, I'm glad to hear. If you guys want a silver lining to hearing this case, it is that those children, as reported, are doing much better and seem to be on some sort of trajectory to a better life. So that is great. That is good news. I can't imagine being locked in a dungeon as a child. That is just stuff of nightmares. It really is. Hey, Joe, what's up, brother? Okay. All right, I will keep you awake. Hey, I saw your message at the end of last night. Yeah, I'll do videos with you. I didn't see it until I got off the show. So sometimes the chat box here only shows me some messages, and then when I get off the show and check the YouTube version of it, there's all these other messages that don't pop up on the StreamYard. So yeah, I'll do videos with you at CrimeCon for sure. Marilyn says, my eyes are fine. Oh, yeah, I heard you had your cataract surgery. I hope it went well. Chipmunk says, Joe, don't forget clean underwear. Yeah, don't forget clean underwear. You never know when you'll be murdered. Who else? Yeah, Betsy says, kudos to the family members who reported. Yeah, that, we always say, where are the people willing to stand up and do the right thing? Well, someone here did. Someone saw something, thought it wasn't right, and even though it was their own family, went against the family and reported it, did the right thing. That takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of willpower to dob in your own family members. So well done to that person to see that sometimes we even have to, you know, we have to go above and beyond even our own family. So that was nice to hear. You know the saying, you should wear clean underwear because you don't know what'll happen. And we were talking about the story the other week about how that guy had to wear clean underwear. Yeah, that's what it was related to. Kathy said you should be at CrimeCon. I don't want to go to CrimeCon. What do I want to go to CrimeCon for? So I can walk around and do what exactly? I mean, I'd go there as a podcast. I don't think I want to go there as a normal citizen or whatever. I don't think that's what I want to do. Raylander said, yeah, I see the distance well. Okay, good. I'm glad your eyes are doing better. That's why I stayed. Yeah. All right. So there we go. One last time. Here's the losers for you. People who think it's okay to do what we just told you about. I got one little bit here I want to talk to you about. I want to know more about this video camera. Was this some sort of misguided attempt at a baby monitor? Yeah, apparently, according to WPXI, when asked about the locks in the home, James allegedly told troopers and a CYS employee that he would not be removing the locks from the bedroom door for any reason. We can give you many reasons that you won't even need to worry about that, sir. It's called a jail cell. We can just put you in one of those and you'll never have to worry about locks on the bedroom door ever again, except the one on your jail cell. Then you can tell us what it's like to be in a dungeon for the rest of your life. Then you tell us how maybe your children felt. So, Mr. Smartass, I'm not going to take the locks off the door. That's okay. That's okay. No problems. We accept your decision. Now, please accept ours that we're going to put you behind a locked door for many years. Yeah. I love his like self-defiance. Oh, I'm not going to remove the locks. Well, that's fine. We'll put you behind one. Here's the woman of the house, the baby's mother. She apparently thinks it's fine too. Let's read here. Okay. So when they conducted the search warrant on the home, they uncovered a stun gun, a replica pistol, and drugs. Is anyone surprised by that list of items that they found in the home? I'm not. Yeah. They say we have evidence that there are some cameras that had been hardwired to another room where these children had been observed. And again, there's no reason to be using a device like a stun gun, which is less lethal, not lethal against a child. Yeah, there is no reason. The DA went on to thank the brave family member who reported the deplorable conditions to the state's child line system. Good work to that family member. Good work. Law enforcement cannot be in every household every single minute of every day. We need people to come forward and think of these children. Good work. That is a good message. They say they have both been. So bail has been denied for both of them, and they will now be retained in custody until their next hearing. And it sounds like the male of the household, James Russell, has had a series of run ins with the law, including harassment charges, which he pleaded guilty to in 2006. He was also arrested for DUI, and in 2012, he was charged with a probation violation. So, sounds like he is well acquainted with a jail cell. So, Trooper Wilson said she now hopes that these parents go to jail and they answer for what they've done. Well, we can hope. We can hope. These people are, you know, we don't want these people in our community, right? Like, these are not the type of people we want. You're not going to go visit, you know, Jenny from down the road and be like, "Hey, Jenny, how's your dungeon for your children going? Oh, you put some new weapons in there. Great. I'm glad you're getting your your projects done." No, you're not going to do that. You would like them to be out of your community. So this is a good way of doing that. All right, one last update, and then we're going to get off this topic.
Parents from Fayette County are now in jail after police say they had their 5 children locked in a room in deplorable conditions most of the day and night. Police say you locked your kids in what's described as a dungeon. Is that true? 65-year-old James Kahl and 41-year-old Kahl are now charged with endangering the welfare of children, aggravated assault, and other charges. Their kids ranging in ages 5 through 14. The Fayette County District Attorney says one child has severe developmental disabilities. On August 8th, police say a relative informed authorities of the deplorable conditions at a home in the 600 block of Willis Avenue in Redstone Township. Police also say the father locked the children in a bedroom with video cameras hardwired to the father's room. Police also found a replica pistol, drugs, and the district attorney says a stun gun was used on one of the children.
There were feces on the wall. There was a lack of food. There were no beds. There were fleas. It was deplorable. It's sickening. That's the only word that I can use to describe what we saw and what those children went through.
Based on what I've seen, there's going to be a long process. I won't speak directly to the children, but I can't imagine. I can't imagine living in a household like what we saw.
The children have been placed in the care of CYS, and a judge denied bail for both of the parents. In Belle Vernon, Chandy Chapman, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
There you go. Hopefully we'll be able to follow this and find out how long they exactly get in jail. I would think so. Dad is almost 70, still fathering children apparently. And yeah, he would probably spend the rest of his life in jail if convicted on all charges. If they have a 14-year-old or 14 years, I don't know. I don't think we got any ages for the children, did we? I didn't see any. No. I didn't see any direct ages for these children. There is apparently a missing girl in Pennsylvania too. Someone just messaged me saying there is a massive search underway in Pennsylvania right now. Since we're on the topic of Pennsylvania, I'm just trying to find it. Hold on. All right. We're going back to CBS in Pittsburgh for a missing child. Hold on. Here we go.
News, a multi-agency search now underway to find a missing 9-year-old in Dunbar Township, Fayette County. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ken Rice. Crews have been looking for the little girl for hours. KDK's Jennifer Barrasso has been talking to searchers and officials in that area and joins us live. Jen.
Ken, sources telling me that right now, state police, they are interviewing the foster mother and an adult female who lives with this missing girl. And just seconds ago, we saw a state police trooper pull up to the home. This is the home where the missing girl lives, and a forensics unit just pulling up to the home right now. So Renens Mayutsi, state police tell me the girl's foster mother reported her missing at 12:41 today. And police tell me that she told them she last saw the little girl in her bedroom at 2 a.m. The home on 3rd Street is where she lives. And in all, there are 4 kids in the home. Police tell me 12, 9, 7, and 2 years old. I'm told they are all homeschooled. So police want to know if she is homeschooled, this missing girl. What time does that start in the morning? Why did it take hours to report her missing? And why hasn't anyone seen her yet? The missing girl, I'm told, is autistic. All day long, drones, dogs, search and rescue teams, firefighters, every resource available put out to try to find this girl. State police in Uniontown leading this missing person investigation. They have been in and out of this home trying to create a timeline, looking at any surveillance video. They tell me at this point there are no indicators this little girl was kidnapped or abducted, but they can't rule it out yet. But they can.
I think they're already giving you a clue in that reporting. The fact that they said that this child is homeschooled and they're like, well, how come it took so long to report her missing? What time do you start schooling her in the morning? Sounds like there's no routine within the home. And normally with an autistic child, right, they thrive on routine. So I would be concerned about how come you can't narrow down that timeline very quickly. If you were up in the morning, make sure that they had their breakfast and then they got their education started. If you're homeschooling, why would it be, so late in the day? You wouldn't it be like that? You'd be like, oh my god, the child's missing. They're not here for breakfast or whatever. Uh, Concerning. But this is the big story out of PA tonight, that they are looking for Renesmee. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But that she was reported missing from Fayette County. That's the county we were just in for that other story. And here's another update here. This is from Action News for Pittsburgh. WTAE.
Well, Mike, we're seeing a lot more search and rescue teams come to the staging area. We're here at the Dunbar Fire Department, which is right near where 9-year-old Renesmee Utsi was last seen at 2 a.m. So the 9-year-old is a white female. She's 4 feet tall, 45 pounds, has long blonde hair and blue eyes. Now, police say she was last seen in the area of the 100 block of 3rd Street here in Dunbar at approximately 2 a.m. today. And again, police say she may be at special risk of harm or injury. There are a lot of teams and crews looking for her right now. We've just seen the Special Mountaineer Area Rescue Group arrive on scene. We're hearing that they have dogs that they have sent out into the woods. There are crews on the ground in the sky. It sounds like they are beginning to launch multiple drones to continue to look for this 9-year-old girl. We're told from some neighbors that we spoke to that there are a lot of people who live on that street, but they really do not know anything about what happened to her, why she was outside at 2 a.m. as we continue to learn.
Yeah, that is a strange time to 2 a.m. What child who's 9 should be awake at 2 a.m. in the morning? 45 pounds. What's 45 pounds in kilos? 45 lbs in kg. What is this? 20 kilos for a 9-year-old? I mean, maybe, but it's she'd be very little. She'd be very, very, very little. 20 kilos, it's very tiny. Kathy said we haven't heard from that, or haven't we heard that autistic children are prone to wandering off? Yeah, that's my first instinct is check any water nearby, any sources of water, any ponds, any irrigation canals, anything where there's some sort of water. That'd be the first place I'd be checking, because there's been so many stories of children on the spectrum who get out and end up in a body of water. So I would be checking any sort of water nearby. But there's just I'm not saying anyone's suspicious. I'm just saying some of the things seem odd. They say during a press conference late Wednesday evening, however, Sergeant Richard Sizer with the state police said she was last in the area around 6 a.m. after an electronic device she was believed to have used pinged inside the residence before she went missing. So is it 2 a.m. or 6 a.m.? Fayette County DA said investigators are having trouble coming up with a concrete timeline. They said the child's foster mother, who she lives with, did not report her missing until almost 1 p.m. 1 p.m., hey? 1 p.m. After you last saw her at possibly 2 a.m., and the last time her electronic device had any type of reading was 4 hours after that. But you didn't report her missing till 1. It doesn't sound right. You know, if my child was missing when I got up in the morning, it would be the first phone call I would make. I wouldn't sit around watching Oprah reruns until 1 p.m. and then calling in to be like, hey, I got to make that phone call, you know. Someone should find my child. I wouldn't be doing that. Let's see what the DA has to say.
Sergeant Richard Sizer.
It's a sergeant, not the DA.
ZER. I'm the Criminal Investigation Unit Supervisor at Troop B Uniontown.
All right, so what do we know right now?
So basically, we're doing an investigation into Brenda Smay Yotzi, who's 9 years old and went missing approximately 6 a.m. this morning. It was called into us around 12:41 today. We obviously started our investigation from there. We have search and rescue teams arriving now, and we're going to kind of let them do their thing, and that's kind of where we are as of right now.
What area are they focused on?
We're going to go between here to the bike trail and then here to her residence.
And you said 6 a.m. We were told last seen at 2, so.
Last seen at 2, and we believe she was using some electronic devices around 5:30 to 5:41 this morning from the residence.
Okay.
To kind of narrow our time span down a little bit.
And we saw something about she was at risk or injury or something. I mean, she's 9 years old.
Yeah, obviously being 9 years old and just her mental and physical state, we believe that she's at a higher risk of harm.
Anything like autism or?
Not that I know of. Yeah, I'm not sure.
And is the thought right now that she wandered away, or that she's still in this area, or is there a chance of foul play, getting in a car or anything like that?
We're obviously investigating all that still at this point. As of what we're going with now is that she left the house on her own means. Obviously, if the public has anything to add, or we would gladly take their information.
And just tell us about kind of the rescue. Obviously, a lot of people here. Sounds like we got drones, dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you guys using?
So we called in search and rescue teams. One is Allegheny Mountain Search and Rescue, and then Mountaineer Search and Rescue teams. So 2 different independent teams. They're private, and they come out and help us on these things. So we're kind of letting them do their thing, and we'll assist them any way we can.
Anything else?
That's all.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
Here's the poster here for her. And age 9, 4 feet tall, 45 pounds, long blonde hair, blue eyes, and an unknown clothing description. How do you not know what clothes the child was wearing? I mean, most people put their kids to bed, right? They get them changed in the evening and put them in their pajamas and then get them off to bed after dinner. How do you not know what clothes she might be wearing? Anytime parents can't tell me details like this, I worry because it shows that you're not paying any attention to the child. Like, I can tell you what Mrs. Ping was wearing when she leaves the house because I see her when she leaves the house. I'll be like, okay, she's wearing a hoodie and some jeans and some shoes. These shoes, because I know she put them on, it'd be even more for a child because they command a lot more attention. I always worry when people can't give me any kind of details like that. It is strange. They are foster parents, not real parents. I think the foster parents might fight you on that and try and tell you that foster parents are real parents, but I get what you're saying. Mimi said, yeah, if she was seeing her at 2 a.m., she would know what she was wearing. Yes. Carolina said that photo looks like it was taken on a 1970s Polaroid. It is a little bit of a strange photo, right? How come we don't have like something from, it looks like it may have been taken from a computer or a phone. Here's a better look at it. The child looks very ill to me. I don't know if I'm just making crap up, but do you see the dark rings around the eyes on the child? Um, this normally is a bad sign for any human, but mostly children as well. They shouldn't have the, I don't know if it's the flash or the way they took the photo, but this darkness is not normally always a good thing. It's not, you're not supposed to have dark rings around your eyes. It means that it could be very ill. So the photo sends off a little bit of red flags, and this looks like it may have been a photo on a mobile phone, because you can see a reflection here in the top. That is probably from some sort of reflective surface, a phone, a tablet, a computer screen, something like that. Could they be old bruises? They could be. They could be. She doesn't look like a child that eats a lot. Very, very hollow, especially around the temples. If you look around the temple area, poor little thing doesn't look like it eats a lot. And around the cheekbones here are very hollowed out. Not a lot of fat on her face, which you would think for 9, she should be, healthy looking. It could be before she went into care. It could be. My question then would be, how come the parents can't give us a photo that's current? How come you can't give us a photo from like this week? Most people who have children, even foster children, are going to be like taking photos and look at our little family and hey, look, we're having dinner together. So concerned about that. No color in her face. Yeah, poor little thing. SP Mom said before she went into care, yeah, but why would they have no? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How come there's no photos from like this week? Most moms, even a foster mom, would have a phone glued to their hand, pumping out photos to put on their Facebook or something. They would just be taking photos and video and everything. I don't think we know. At least I don't have that information. Last seen in the So it's the 100 block of 3rd Street in Dunbar. That is the location. But I don't have anything of like how long she's been in state care. Hold on, let me check here. Yeah, I don't see anything like that. Yeah. As of Wednesday night, officials said the search efforts will pause at midnight and restart early Thursday morning. So the search has probably calmed down by now, and they will go again in the morning and look for her. So they said anytime that we have conflicting information that is concerning, anytime that we have a 9-year-old child that is missing, it is concerning. So, yeah, the information that we have is sparse. She shouldn't have been gone this long. And that is from the DA. They say officials said the child may be at special risk of harm or injury and has she has I'm going to get caught in my words again. She has cognitive and developmental issues and disabilities, possibly. That's what they're saying. Sorry, every time we read fast on things, we get caught up in our words. So there we go. Got there in the end. SP Mama said, "Oh, night meds are kicking in. All right." Hey, Beauty for Ashes, how are you, my friend? Where's my friend Joe? Joe said she definitely looks underdeveloped if that is a recent photo. Yeah, I agree. Let me see what else I can dig up on her. I would wonder if a child had a history of running out of homes, I would be like, okay, they have a behavior that can be tracked, but I don't know. I don't see any other older news reports about her getting out of the home. So I just read here that apparently, typically at around the ages of 5 and maybe a little bit older than that, 20 kilos is about right. So if she was 9 years old, she's a little underweight for her age. If you were going to be like the 90th, 98th percentile or whatever. Uh, yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can find anything else about her living situation. I don't have anything. Here we go here. Anytime past hour. It looks like the last update from the news station was about an hour and a half ago, and it was the update that I already brought you. So I don't have anything new for this little girl. But they're asking anyone with information, if you know any background on this and you think it could help investigators, you can call 911 or you can call the state police at 724-439-7111. So call that in if you have information that might be able to help. Yeah, the fact that they already have forensics at the home is very concerning. Like we said in that other case where forensics turned up after like a day, it is not normal for cops to bring in forensics like instantly. They don't do that. So they must suspect that there is something not right. Pennsylvania in Dunbar. Yeah, you should wear a body-worn camera. One day you should like dress up as a trooper and pretend that you're filming everyone while you're arresting them. No, don't do that. You'll get done for impersonating a cop. Let's see. Dale said, I was lucky my kids would watch TV in bed if they woke up and there was no school. They knew as soon as I got up it was all, yeah. So we did that. We just watched TV until our parents woke up. Because we used to wake up at like 5 a.m. on a weekend, and it used to drive our parents mad. All right. All right. I don't have too much more for her. There's very little information around, unfortunately. Just trying to see if there's any other kind of like background information that we can find. Yeah, I would like to know what the sighting at 2 a.m. is and why there was a sighting at 2 a.m. and that, why it took till, if there was a sighting at 2 a.m., why did it take 11 hours to realize that she was not in the home? So that's the big question, really. Yeah, the fact that people are commenting saying that forensics and the towing of the car, that is very strange. Very strange for a child who just went missing. Um, okay. So it looks like the mother's name is known, and the mother, like the biological mother, she is commenting on she's commenting on the situation. Apparently, the birth mother has been out there searching for the child. So there you go. Khalid said it's scary when the missing kids are homeschooled. Just seems like there isn't enough oversight. Could be. You might be right. Chipmunk said Saturday mornings, me and my sister would get up super early to watch cartoons. We used to pack a cup of brown sugar and eat it. That's an interesting hobby. I don't think we ever did that, but we used to raid the cereal in the morning and we used to eat all the cereal, like all the good ones, all the ones that were like popcorn, like Cocoa Pops and Fruit Loops and things like that. Chipmunk said on Saturday, yeah. I don't know why that went twice. I wonder if child services had been called to that home at all. I want to know why they brought in forensics on the same day that she was reported missing. That's what I want to know. That is very, very strange. I've not seen that ever. I've not seen them do that for a missing child ever in my life. The other one, Emmanuel had forensics brought in a few days later, and we thought that was weird. The fact that this happened a few hours after being reported missing and having a car towed is a bit odd. A bit odd. Carlisa said she is a foster kid. Yeah. So her mother made some mistakes and child had to go into foster care. So Beauty for Actress said none of this info makes any sense. It does not. I thought foster kids had to go to public school. I would have thought so too, so that there is a mandatory reporter to keep an eye on them. But I don't know what PA's laws are. Let me just check if there's another update over here. Give me 1 second. It looks like that's the only one. Here, let's go back. I just want to watch this bit from the CBS Pittsburgh that was only like very recent. I know we watched it already. I just want to re-listen for myself. Hold on.
Adult female who lives with this missing girl. And just seconds ago, we saw a state police trooper pull up to the home. This is the home where the missing girl lives, and a forensics unit just pulling up to the home right now. So Renenz Mayutsi, state police tell me the girl's foster mother reported her missing at 12:41 today. And police tell me that she told them she last saw the little girl in her bedroom at 2 a.m. The home on 3rd Street is where she lives. And in all, there are 4 kids in the home. Police tell me 12, 9, 7, and 2 years old. I'm told they are all homeschooled. So police want to know if she is homeschooled, this missing girl. What time does that start in the morning? Why did it take hours to report her missing? And why hasn't anyone seen her yet? The missing girl, I'm told, is autistic. All day long, drones, dogs, search and rescue teams, firefighters, every resource available put out to try to find this girl. State police in Uniontown leading this missing person investigation. They have been in and out of this home trying to create a timeline, looking at any surveillance video. They tell me at this point there are no indicators this little girl was kidnapped or abducted, but they can't rule it out yet. But the concerning part is
the fact that they already think that there's no abduction here and that there's no sort of third-party involvement. There's only 2 possible outcomes. The child really did run away from home and is lost somewhere in the forest. The other one is the issue happened closer to home and would explain why the forensics are at the home. So, hey, Carlisa, no foster parents are not allowed to homeschool in PA. Well, that girl was. This little girl was homeschooled, and she's a foster child. So, how does that work? Jojo said, I'm 15 minutes behind. Yes, the picture is a bit odd. I agree. I want to know why we don't have a happy photo. Like, if your child went missing, what photo would you give to the authorities or the media? Would you give this random photo of the little girl, or would you give them like your favorite photo, the one where she's like super happy and maybe celebrating something and is, very excited and looks like she's having the greatest time in the world? Very strange. We sort of get this, we sort of took a photo while she was watching TV on the couch. It's not the first photo I would give out of my child. Jojo said, autistic kids are often up at odd times, thrive on routine, but it's a fight to stay on schedule. Hey, Four Sons Mom. Why was the child last seen at 2 a.m.? Who saw her? I don't think we know who in the home who in the home reported that 2 a.m. sighting. Carlisa said she has dark circles under her eyes. Yep, we brought that up before. It is odd. Joe said if she's in foster care, she's had a rough life, maybe a very rough life. Maybe she hasn't had many happy memories to capture in a photo. No, but you would think if she was in the foster care with a nice family, that would be a bright spot for her. Like, I am a foster kid. I came from the system myself. So I've been in and out of the state care since I was like 11. So I know what it's like to be in that situation. Hi, my friend. How are you? I hope you're healing up. Hope you are doing better, my friend. Yeah, but that's what I would have thought. Not this, whatever this photo is. Yeah, I would have chose like the nicest photo I have of her. Approximately 2 a.m. Please wait for me. Yeah. Other than that, not a lot of information. Let me see if we can go to the area. Where is it? 100 block of 3rd Street in Dunbar. Let me see if I can get a map. It doesn't look like it's going to give me the right. Yeah. Why does it keep sending me here? Hold on, guys. Let's go here. Well, there's 3rd Street. And there's the 100 block. So this is 3rd Street. This is the 100 block right here. I'm just trying to see what is around the area. There's not, like, I mean, when you come all the way down here, there's a train line. And there's sort of like a forested area back here. As you get through here, there's like more open, woodland type area. But other than that, I don't really see. Wait, let me look at that video again. Is that a hill? 3rd Street and Dunbar Street. Okay. So if that's 3rd and then Dunbar. I saw Dunbar Street just a minute ago. And you guys are all probably pointing to it. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find a point here. Fayette, Highland, Hayes, High Street, York Street. Am I crazy or I can't see it now? I saw it before. There was like a very big street for it. Okay. But anyway, that should be 3rd. It's interesting because about the only place you could go is back here. If you wanted to go back, there's a creek. That's always a bad thing. There's a bit of water behind this train line. Just trying to see what else is out here. Let's have a look. It's not really anything. If she was out here, you would find her. Like, unless you get this far out and you get into this like forested bit out here, like where the trails are. But if you're in the town, I mean, it's not like there's a lot of rural areas between homes or something like that. It's pretty flat for the most of it. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly some of the other places we've seen where there's another explanation. Oh, he did? Good work, Mr. James Avery. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you very much, Kathy. thank you to the people who support this channel. It is very much appreciated. Some people gave some donations yesterday, and it helped out a lot because we had a unexpected, very large bill come in. So you guys were helped out a lot, and I appreciate it. You know, when you have someone that goes through all these bloody medical issues, it's like you don't realize how much these stupid things cost. So I very much appreciate it. It's very kind. Gayla said, when I was younger, my neighbor was a foster parent. She was one of the good ones, even got the newborn kids would come back to visit. That's when you know you got a good foster parent, when the kids come back when they're grown up. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Did you give 2 or 1? Oh, 2. Thank you. Oh, there we go. I appreciate it. All right. So that seems to be sort of the area. Wait. Let me just check one more time, because I feel like I'm going mental that I can't see the crossroad. There's Dunbar. There we go. Ah, 3rd? Maybe it's back here then. I don't know why you've got 2 3rd streets, but okay. That looks okay. That looks better. If that is the right one, and the cross street is Dunbar, so it's there. That's where that signpost should be. It does back on to this forested area. What is back here? More homes. So you got neighbors though. So let's just play the what if game. If the child was on this street at 2 a.m. and somehow got out and then tried to walk through here, you would end up eventually in the neighbors' properties over here, over here. There's even, if you got all the way over here, there's another neighbor. There's a bunch of neighbors on this street here, Churchill Road. So, I mean, you would think that a neighbor would have come across her if she was just wandering around, like between 3rd and Churchill, or this one here, up on this road here. I mean, how far could that child walk? I mean, I don't know how many kilometers an hour, but even if she took the long way and went through this, the biggest bit of the forest right here, you would end up on Ranch Road up through here. There's still more homes, and if she got past here, it's all flat for the most part. It's open land, so there's a little bit of forest here, but it's a little more open, and then there's more neighbors too, and then you get even more of them over here. So a lot of like eyes on the situation, and if they know there's a little girl missing, well, you would think that all eyes would be looking around searching for a missing girl. So there was a body of water on the other side, but I don't see one on this particular side, not one that I can see anyway. There could be, but I don't, like, there could be one in this forest and we can't see it, but not that I can see. There's a creek. Dunbar Creek runs through here, but it's on the other side of probably where they're searching. This is probably the big bit of water that runs through the town. That one runs to the other side of the sea, up through here. But I'm guessing if they thought that she got that close, they would have already searched it. So there you go. There you go. I don't know. It's not the like, how long do you think it would take for search and rescue to search through this area? Like, not that long. It's not that big. They could probably do this search in a few hours if they had enough people. It's not that large of an area. What would that be, like 1 square mile? Probably something like that. So it's not massive. There you go. I'll zoom out so you guys can see an overview. Yeah, missing 11 hours. Yeah. Gayla said people have outdoor cameras. I think the foster mom should have window and door alarms. I agree. Yeah, that is always the thing, right? It doesn't matter what the family says. Give me a third party sighting of the child. Tell me when the last time someone other than a family member saw the child. Then I will believe you. I know I say it on every child case. Joe Schmo said, my sister has a live find search and rescue canine. He would run that lap in an hour probably. His nickname is Pocket Rocket. Yeah, I don't think it would take that long. I think it would be pretty quick. Kathy Lynch said, if the police thought she was wandering in the woods, why would they seize the car? Right. I'm just excluding possibilities. I don't think so either. I think that's very strange. I've never heard of a cop or an agency bringing in forensics and taking a vehicle within 18 hours of that child being reported missing. It is very, very strange, very odd. All right, let me go back here. I want to play one more thing about her. Da, 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 da. All right, here. Nope, not that one. All right, I want to play the WTAE one just for one last time for people who haven't, or maybe tuning in late.
Well, Mike, we're seeing a lot more search and rescue teams come to the staging area. We're here at the Dunbar Fire Department, which is right near where 9-year-old Renesmee Utsi was last seen at 2 a.m. So the 9-year-old is a white female. She's 4 feet tall, 45 pounds, has long blonde hair and blue eyes. Now, police say she was last seen in the area of the 100 block of 3rd Street here in Dunbar at approximately 2 a.m. today. And again, police say she may be at special risk of harm or injury. There are a lot of teams and crews looking for her right now. We've just seen the Special Mountaineer Area Rescue Group arrive on scene. We're hearing that they have dogs that they have sent out into the woods. There are crews on the ground in the sky. It sounds like they are beginning to launch multiple drones to continue to look for this 9-year-old girl. We're told from some neighbors that we spoke to that
That one was earlier in the day, and then that other one we watched was late at night or later in the night. This one, we have a reporter literally standing outside the home. This was 11 p.m. at night. So a couple of hours ago, right in the nighttime, and something must have changed in their intel because they were just like at 9 o'clock, at 11 o'clock at night, they're like, oh, let's bring in forensics and let's tow a car away. So I don't know what changed between launching search and rescue and deciding to do this. So don't know. Yeah, a Jack Russell would be a good pocket rocket name for a dog. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Betsy said, Lucky Manual, as soon as you heard about it, you just know. Yeah, I think the cops are also a bit wary. You hear them speak in a couple of the videos we watch, and they don't sound certain that she's wandering around and is out there somewhere. Like some of the other cases where a child on the spectrum has got out, the cops are all like, send all the people. We will never stop searching. Let's go all through the night. The fact that they called it off at midnight is very odd too. Normally they'll just search through the night. And I find that strange. Almost like they don't believe there's any point sending their search and rescue through the night. Like they don't think it's worth the resources to do it. Normally, I've seen it with missing children before. If they really truly believe they are out there and can be found, they will just search through the night. They'll just put on a different crew. So, strange. Very strange. All right. Let me check one other place. There's very little information, unfortunately. It's very, very dry of information, really. Let's go here. Let me check the PA State Police, see if they put up an update this afternoon or not. Their last update was 11 hours ago. All right, State Police, you're not helping us very much. Yeah, their one was 11 hours ago. So yeah, that is not helping us very much. I'm just going to check one other place for information and see if I can find anything interesting. Yeah, all right. There seems to be. Okay, that's odd. Apparently, I don't like dealing in rumors, but there is something off going on. The birth mom stated that the child isn't in her care and hasn't been for a while. She posted that on social media. The mom's cousin is caring for the child and called her with the news of her little girl missing at 2 a.m. Well, that can't be right, because then why did she call it in at 1 p.m.? Why would you call the mother and at 2 a.m. and be like, your child's missing, and you don't actually officially report her missing until 1 p.m. the following day? It doesn't make any sense. So people are saying the photo that's used in the media, the one that we've all been looking at, is apparently the cops couldn't get a more newer photo, and the descriptions that they were getting were not very good. Here's another thing. I don't know who made this, but good work, whoever made this. Here's another missing poster. See, that's a better photo of her. There we go. Who made this? Finding Jesse Faber. I don't know who that might be, but sounds like an association. Description, 9 years old. Yeah, so there's some other photos. There you go. Some other, her with longer hair and her hair out. A different photo here where wearing a headdress type thing, and another type of photo here. So there you go. Some better photos of her that aren't so old. There you go. Why does she remind me of Summer Wells? She does sort of look like Summer Wells, right? A little bit. Rachel said, so she waited for hours to call the police. Something doesn't seem to add up. Seems like there's a lot of weird misinformation happening on social media surrounding this case. That's why I want to be real careful about who I quote on this, but I'll just give you a couple of bits that I saw. So the mother's name is known. It seems like she is posting on social media about this. Yeah, so okay. So someone posted up here. Yeah, so people have figured out that if it is the cousin who had the custody of the child, people have figured out her name as well. It's on social media. I don't want to give out names unless I can verify them, but it looks like there are people that are trying to get her to talk online and get her to give more information. And so far, it doesn't look like they have been able to. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. So the mom, if this is the mom, she says, I just want my daughter found safe. I didn't get them back. I didn't get them back. She was living with my cousin. She went missing in her care, not mine. I'm a mother who made mistakes. Yes, but I wouldn't ever harm my daughter. So if you can't help, please just leave me alone so I can find my child. She goes on to say, I have been looking for her since I got the call. I was the first person out on the bike trail screaming her name, right along with her family. So I'm going to look up her name. Okay, Christina. All right, hold on, guys. Sorry, it's going to take me a bit of wrangling to get. Give me one sec. I'll see if I can try track her down and if she's had any updates recently. Give me one sec. Because I'd like to know why the mother is posting on social media. Okay. All right, I found her. So she posted 3 hours ago. This is the biological mother, according to what is being said. She posted with the missing poster, please God, bring her home. It's cold and dark outside. My baby girl is out there somewhere. She is scared and alone. I'm not stopping until I found you, baby. I promise we need prayers and help. We appreciate everything you guys are doing. There you go. There you go. It looks like she's not. There is some comments, but so she says here, apparently the person who had custody of the child messaged the birth mother at 8:30 a.m. and she goes on to say, and from what I heard from the police, the last sighting is around 5:30 a.m. the last time someone saw her. This is what she posted. She posted this 3 hours ago. Yeah, so I'm just trying to see if she's posting anything that we can get. Hold on. Um, it looks like the mum is trying to coordinate people to search for the child. So I don't know what you want to say about that, but she does seem to be trying to coordinate with people. So some people are saying that some of the photos that have been going around of this missing girl, they're fake. Like they're not the same missing girl. I don't know if it's in this one that's on the screen right now, but they're saying that there's obviously two separate girls in the photo. I don't know if it's this set of photos, but they're saying that people are getting confused because there's very obviously two different children in the photographs, and they're saying how come there's not a newer photo of the child that can be provided. So there you go. There's some updates from the birth mother and what people are saying. Joe Schmo said one of the two men that was last seen with London posted in the comment section under my Sunday video professing his innocence. We live in a different world now with social media. Hey, that's how people communicate now, man. That's how it happens. Renesmee. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Like on Twilight. I've never watched Twilight in my life. I don't know what that movie's about other than there's vampires and they glitter or something, and that's all I know. I've never watched it. Gail said they look the same, are the same. I don't know what photos they're talking about, but someone called Ashley commented under one of the mother's posts saying, which pictures are of the real missing girl? This is crazy that there are clearly two different girls in the original post, and in these comments, another post with a different girl. How will we know who to look for if the pictures aren't even accurate? And they're saying, please, birth mom, make sure that we know which picture is of your daughter so we know. So for some reason, people are replying that there's issues. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I see what they're talking about. Hold on. I'll show you. Yeah. So this was coming from a neighborhood crime watch. This is what happens when you get into social media. They're just trying to help, but I don't think it is helping. Hold on. I'll show you. So this is what they were talking about. So they were talking about this. They were saying that this child is not the other child you see on the right of your screen, and that this particular picture was being handed around social media early on in the day, trying to search for the young child. So there you go. Read the description on the poster. Well, I think we did read it out, didn't we? Hold on. All right, let me read it out for you guys. Let me take this down so we can all read it. They say the 9-year-old was last seen in the area of the 100 block of 3rd Street, Dunbar Borough, Fayette County, PA, at approximately 2 a.m. on Wednesday evening during a press conference. State police stated she was last in the area around 6 a.m. after an electronic device she was believed to have used pinged inside the residence before she went missing. Special search teams have been called to aid in the search. Currently, drones and dogs are searching an area near her residence and a nearby trail. Officials claim the child may be at special risk of harm or injury. Anyone with information is asked to contact state police. So, yeah, I don't think that has anything we don't know. I think we've already detailed that, but yeah, there you go. I don't know why the various photos are getting around on social media, but apparently they are. So, yeah, I would ask him if he wants to come on and tell you exactly why he is innocent. That's what I would be doing, Joe. I would be like, "Hey, come and tell us exactly why you think yeah, why you think you're innocent, and come on and tell us your story." That's what I would say. She is tiny, yeah, very, very little. I don't know if that's got anything to do with why she is missing. I have no idea. But there you go. Multiple photos, random photos getting around social media, apparently. That's what happens in these type of cases, especially early on. Here's that full-size photo from the search poster too. There you go. So I don't know. Yeah, these people have done some. Yeah. Yeah. So apparently the mother has not had custody for a long period of time, dating back to looks like 2019. So somewhere around 2019, she has not had custody of certain children. Yeah. So this mother has lost custody for quite a while. So that's the birth mother. Yeah, a lot of people bringing up, how do you not know what your child was wearing when the child was put to bed? and they're saying, how do you not have an updated picture from a camera roll on your phone? I agree. I think that's a very good point. How is there no photo that is more recent? Or how do you not have a little video or something to show people this is what she likes, this is how she talks, this is what you should be looking for? Yeah. Gayla said, I just want to give her a hug, the poor baby. I know, poor kid, man. Carolina said, I must be on a break when you read that before. That's okay. I don't know. Maybe a tablet? Maybe because, kids love tablets and they like, using the apps and watching YouTube and shows and things, playing little games on the tablet. Maybe it was something like that. Gayla said 6 years, they need better photos if they've had her so long. That is true. They do. We've got very sparse photos of this missing girl. So that's all I have. That's all I have. But I hope maybe by the time we come back tomorrow, I will have more updates on where this little girl is. They're supposed to kick off the search again at 6 a.m. So unless they have a better update for us then, like something to do with the forensics or something like that, yeah, that's what we'll know. All right, Joe, did I keep you up long enough? Oh, you did. You did invite Jose to talk about it. No response yet. All right, Joe, keep in touch with the CrimeCon thing. I will do whatever you want. If you want to do a show, we'll do a show. If you want to make some content for CrimeCon, we can do that. Whatever you want to do, let me know. And are you driving or flying? I'm guessing you're flying because there's no way you'd be able to get there in time if you drove tonight, or tomorrow. Joe said Carroll County Delphi Sheriff called off the search for Abby and Libby around midnight. We don't believe they are in danger, and then the bodies were found 12 hours later. That's true. That's true. They did do that. Carolina, yep. All right. We're gonna wind up for the night. I'm gonna get out of here. No short shows tonight, but it is good to see you. Hopefully, when my life gets a bit more back to normal, when Mrs. Ping heads back to doing what she does during the daytime, we can come on much earlier in the day again, and it'll be much more like it used to be. But just at the moment, I'm fitting in the shows every day where I can, basically. So hopefully, our routine will be a lot better in a month or so. So. Hey, by the way, I want to thank Sean for the donation. I appreciate it. You guys are very, very kind, and it is much appreciated. So, Joe said, leaving for the airport. Okay, fly safe. Do not watch air crash investigations on the plane. Do not do that. It is a bad idea. Kathy gifted 1 membership. Thank you. And another one. Thank you very much. Sean also said hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Monday is going to be a big day. It's going to be like breaking news, worldwide news type of day. So we've done that before. We have literally broken worldwide news with the Aaron Patterson case in the past. I put up the evidence before other people did. I put up the videos before the mainstream media did. Everything. So we are going to try again to do the same thing on Monday to break news globally. So if you want to know the first information about Aaron on Monday, be here. Look for the live show. But before then, we'll have more live shows tomorrow. I want to do a catch-up show tomorrow about this child. So tomorrow I want to do an update about what's going on to find or any updates about where she might be. So we will do that tomorrow. Chipmunk said, yep, thank you all. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. It's like as soon as we stop talking about Aaron Patterson, no one wants to hit the like button anymore. It's strange. It's very strange. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Love you all. Be back tomorrow. And let's hope we get a good resolution for this young girl. I hope so. Not a bad resolution, a good resolution. All right. Peace out. Good night, everyone. Bye.